is more than just a collection of facts. Basically, science is a set of rules that we use to understand questions about the world. We first think about something that's happening, and then we ask a question, which is the hypothesis. That question could be anything from, is there a better vaccine for measles, to what can we do to combat climate change? These are questions that real adult scientists ask themselves every day, and it is the basis for incredibly important research and advancement in technology around the world. This thoughtful and logical questioning process is the foundation for effective science. When children are doing hands-on science activities, it's not as much about the actual science facts of what they're doing, but it's more about why they're doing it and how they're doing it. In a hands-on science experiment, a child directs the question. The child asks a question. The child comes up with an experiment to test the hypothesis. The child analyzes the data, and then the child records the results and either determines an answer or further things to test or experiment or study to see if they come up with a different answer. The scientific process is really where the main benefit of hands-on science comes in. In addition to the scientific process, hands-on science, being there in the moment with the process, teaches children results take time and they take multiple attempts. A big part of science is trial and error. Almost nothing works the way you think it will the first time. You always have to change and adapt. One of the biggest benefits to doing hands-on science is that from an early age, you're teaching them that failure isn't something to be feared, but part of the learning process. As a child engages and comes up with creative ways to solve the questions that they're asking and to find their own answers, they're learning incredibly valuable skills that not only help if they want to go into science later, but help with any part of their future. Research has shown that the more a child engages in active hands-on activity, the better they are able to comprehend the more abstract concepts behind what they're doing. When you do hands-on, even though you're not necessarily focusing on the scientific principles and rules that govern that experiment, a child is still learning behind the scenes. And so when they encounter that fact later on in middle school and high school, when their knowledge is a little more theoretical and less hands-on, they have a frame of reference for that knowledge. And so it's not just a bunch of nonsense to them, but it makes sense because they've been there and they've seen these reactions and principles occur in real life. Science isn't just about doing science experiments and exposing children to the future of science or the potential for science careers. All of these things are incredibly important, but the main benefit that you get from doing hands-on science experiments is that they learn vital skills like problem solving, critical thinking, logic, creativity, and innovation. These are skills that transcend the classroom, transcend elementary school, and help adults become the best possible versions of themselves because they're not just going along with the status quo or what other people have done, but they really take that time to question everything and find new and better ways of doing things, whether they choose to be a teacher themselves, they go into a traditional office job, or if they choose to do a STEM career. That's why, for me, it's incredibly important to provide as many hands-on science experiences for my children as I can, because I know that that's going to set up a future for them where they're not just followers, but they can become leaders.